Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video to the channel. So in this video, we're going to have a look at the Road to Restoration, the Aura overhaul. Now this was supposed to be out earlier in the week, but because of the issues with the high level pickpocketing, they did the post on that instead. However, it is now out and the Aura overhaul post is now here for us to go through. Now if you didn't know, one of the things for the Road to Restoration is that they're looking to get rid of and re-implement to a point all of the auras in the game, so there won't be any auras remaining. But they're trying to find ways to keep some of the passive effects still in the game for you guys to enjoy. Now, hopefully this is done correctly, but we'll go through all of the points and talk about it as well. As always, with videos like this, I would like to hear your opinions in the comment section below. Let's get a little discussion going as always. Now, if you are brand new to the videos, we are pumping out the content for our February subathon. If you are brand new, please make sure to click on that subscribe button. If you are enjoying the content you guys are hearing, please make sure to like as well, and commenting also helps me to be seen by more and more people. So let's get started. So Mod Breezy is going to be the mod behind here, and basically what he's done is sort of tied in like blogs and stuff like that. And what they're trying to do with the Aura overhaul is to give a game that's easy to understand but still full of meaningful choice and depth. Play because it's fun, not feel like you have to. And to be fair, he's correct with that sometimes. When the auras are reset, you sometimes feel obliged to have to use the aura because again, they all go on cooldown as well. So especially during like thieving, for example, I was always pushed to use the thieving auras when 120 was released because it's just such a nice sort of buff and stuff. It's going to give you a meaningful journey no matter when you start. So the problem with auras, they've been time gated, again requiring lots of real time to obtain. Their time nature and cooldowns place time locks and time pressure to use them as well. They aren't earned through gameplay, they are direct buffs that you don't need to do anything in game to earn them. Most auras are miscellaneous buffs that don't really add any real depth to your gameplay. If they add an extra system to micromanage on top of everything you already have to do. So essentially it's kind of already like a little bit of a daily, like with the aura resets and the cooldowns and stuff like that, you feel obliged, you feel like you have to go and use those auras if they are available, which you kind of do, to be fair. So how they're planning to resolve the issue. So one thing they mentioned in the original Road to Restoration is that they're looking to reuse the benefits and perks of the good auras and implement them into current gameplay, which this is what this post is going to be about. They're kind of going to show where they're going to put them, and that's what I'm interested in terms of this one. So how am I planning to resolve the issue? As the investigation, the issues are already present, considering potential avenues for resolving them, they feel that largely in the current state it will continue to cause one or more problems listed earlier. The ultimate goal is to create fairness and accessibility of content, which also supporting the game's simplicity and long-term sustainability. So they're looking very careful to not create power creeps across the current base on the game, and that is skilling and in combat as well, which is really nice because you didn't want them to focus on one rather than both. Sometimes, especially with a combat beta, the combat beta is getting quite a lot of attention, and it's mentioned quite heavily that the auras are out of that. You don't want skilling to be sort of put to one side and sort of missed off and caused issues. The fact that they're going to put them both together is really nice. They're going to be aware of any effects which are moved elsewhere, which could result in co-current effects provided through items such as scrimshaws, potions, and other rewards, again leading to power creep effects. You don't want them to stack on top of things in the wrong way. So it's nice that they're trying to think of how this is going to affect everything else, rather than just decide to say like, look, we want to keep vampirism. We're going to put them in this sort of pocket slot or do it with this ring effect, and then it could possibly be even more effective in what currently is an aura state because there's no cooldown or there's nothing about it. They're trying to think of the whole process, which is nice. It's nice to see that we're going towards updates which are thorough enough where we're starting from the base all the way to the end effect, rather than just patch it, fix it, move it, and then continue on with what we're doing. We're trying to think of how it's going to look in a year, 2 years, 3 years, and further than that as well, which is a nice change. You can see with all these updates, all these posts and stuff like that, there's definitely been a shift in terms of the mentality, how they're approaching these kind of problems and what they're looking to do as well, which is really reassuring going forward. And I think like when we start seeing some of this new content which we've got for this year, I honestly have big faith in things like Haven Hive and some other stuff as well. All these updates we've had so far this year have only been Road to Restoration. I think the newest stuff will be nice because it has had this thought process from the base of the idea rather than trying to go and fix the stuff as well. We are also going to rebalance the effects when transferring them to other items. So for example, the 5-finger discount effect will be made available with a 5% effect, final balance pending. The potential approach allows us to maintain the existence of the effects on a permanent basis. Tier 3 to 5 unlocks on a permanent basis available would be, for example, introducing unreasonable power creep. On the other hand, 5% offers a good continuation to support the players. So what I'm getting from that is it's not going to be the full 15%, which I think the 5-finger master does. They're going to go for a nice sort of middle ground, which again is fine because then you have the players who had the max effect, you had players who had tier 1. We're going to go for a nice middle ground, which is going to be, it's going to be okay. And I think that when people talk about the auras and the auras going forward, like, we need to be happy with actually keeping some form of effect to the auras. We know that auras are OP. We've known it for multiple years. When we're sort of happy that auras are going to be removed, but the fact we're keeping some of the effects and sort of having them at a reduced rate is still going to be a benefit as well. So while they're going to be removing auras, as what they have been doing for multiple updates as well, they're looking for discussions and feedback from the community on the proposals below. So there will no doubt be some links towards the bottom, which are going to be like feedback forms. Again, if you're really interested in this and you really want to sort of give some ideas back, please do, because it seems to be working incredibly well in terms of all the new stuff, and they are listening. We've seen with the thieving updates where people didn't like the higher level stuff, they are listening and amending and changing as well. So these are going to be the auras with effects they're planning to transfer. So combat, we've got penance. Penance is an easy one. We've already got penance powder, but what I'm liking is that they're bringing in different tiers, because as well, penance powder is expensive. Penance powder is about $1 for 30 minutes worth of that, and like your lower level player can't do it. So it's good that they've identified that. The new reward, an archaeology relic. I don't know about relics. Relics, you've only got 3 spots already, and what they've already talked about is like grindy, like daily stuff. But if you're continuously changing your relics, it's a little bit annoying. Unless they're going to give us some more relic space, I think 3 is too small if we're going to get all the aura effects. So having more sort of relic space, maybe we get 5. That could be a really nice thing as well. Another new reward, which is nice. Maybe they could put it in a quest line, maybe they could put it in a mini game, put it somewhere where people have to go, because it's going to be a reward which is good enough as well. Vampirism, currently we have the Scrimshaw Vampirism, the Vampiric Blood Essence, and also the Zamorak God Book. So it seems like already with Penance and Vampirism, they're looking at using the basic God Books again. Don't know about that. Yes, it could bring some value to the pages, and people who are doing clue scrolls can make a little bit more GP. But I don't know. I don't think that just throwing it into a book is really the right way, and especially like now as well. A lot of people use the God Wars 3 books. You might use the Grimoire and some other stuff as well. I don't think putting it in the book slot is really going to be the best way to do it. Equilibrium, going to an invention perk actually would be pretty good. I would be a big fan of that. That's not an issue. Skilling 1, focus siphoning, a buff on runespan success chance on nodes and creatures. This is just going to be a passive change. Yeah, that seems fine. Short-footed, decrease failure chance on all agility course. Again, a simple balancing change. That's nice. Green fingers from the Dungeoneering shop. Yeah, fine. No, that's really good. 5-finger discount unlocked from the Thieving Guild is nice because again, it gives purpose to the Thieving Guild. Enrichment, buff necromancy chance. They've already done this to low level, so maybe they're going to do that to high level. Again, not an issue. That's actually a really good way to do it. Call of the Sea, Flameproof, Lumberjack, Tracker are going to replace Anachronia's Tome of Aura effect and rename it Totem and Skiller. This is nice, and I'm a big fan of this, but where's Quarrymaster? Like, for whatever reason, and I think we'll see it a little bit further down, Quarrymaster's not in the list of being sort of like put into the game, which is very, very sort of strange. You have Demonheim, which is sort of going to be just general buffs anyway, they're going to put it in. Now, this is going to be auras they're not going to bring in with their effects. They're just going to be removed full stop. So we've got Revenant, Corruption, Harmony, Salvation, Poison, Purge. Yeah, fine, not an issue. And there's quite a lot of auras which aren't overly, like, important. So, yeah. The combat ones are also here as well. So we've got Knockout, Brawler, Runic Accuracy, Sharpshooter, Ancestor Spirits, Berserker, Maniacal, Reckless, Dark Magic, Regeneration, Aegis, Majorat, Inspiration, Invigoration. Now, a lot of these, I imagine, in terms of the combat moderation, are either going to be fit in or what effects they already give are already going to be brought in as well. So, not to sort of focus on that. All the feedback I've seen on the combat beta has been very positive, so I'm looking forward to that. Definitely maybe have a little bit of a go before it comes in, and we'll do some videos on that. So skilling, Dedicated Slayer, Quarrymaster, for whatever reason, I don't know why that's here. That should really be kept in the game. Jack of Trades, big rip. I know a lot of people have got a lot of levels with Jack of Trade. Wisdom, Illumination, Resourcefulness, and then other miscellaneous one, Dwarven Instinct, Friend in Need, Festival, Oddball, Desert, Pantheon, and all other discontinued auras, which, yeah, fair enough. And then because of this, they're going to look at some other stuff as well. So wars, wares, and aura refreshes. So for a lot of people, war points were just used to refresh auras. And it was a really good way to actually use your war points. So maybe they're going to look at rehashing that as well. We're going to take the aura refreshes away because, again, it's not got points. So yeah, we'll see what's going to come from there. The aura slot, we'll be removing it from the Worn Equipment user interface. It's going to exist because again, there's some cosmetic auras. They're just going to use that as visual effects. The Demonheim aura will no longer continue to exist, but the majority of effects are passive, and Totem of Auras as well. They're going to do something with the loyalty points in the loyalty store. They're going to sort of come back to us at a later date with this, which is fine. We'll look at that at a different time. And that's pretty much going to be it. Again, we're going to hear more stuff of this as well. This is just like one of the first posts about it to get some feedback. And again, if you're looking to discuss the topic, give feedback, there's a link to the Discord, there's a link to the Reddit at the bottom. And that's everything for this one. So yeah, I mean, in terms of what we're looking to do, they're being very open and forward with it, which again, you can't really ask for more than that. That is a huge markup of what we've had before. And like the fact that they're implementing it as well is really nice. It's the consideration of how it's going to affect it long term, which I think is really important here. I think I'm not a big fan of doing it into god books. Things like invention perks, yeah, fine, sound, that's really good. And also the totem as well is really nice because the totem will give you access to numerous ones rather than having to do something, which is continuously moving around. But I do think if we're going to move to relics, we do need more relic slots because 3 is not enough when you're seriously going to be doing multiple things during the day. Like you want to change up your relics to be the best ones. And if you need to do different skills during the day, you need to change them up and find some different stuff. However, let me know what you guys think. I'm quietly impressed with this. Again, it's how it's going to fully come out, which will be the big thing. But for now, I'm pretty impressed on how that's going. Let me know what you guys think. Are you a big fan or are you worried in terms of what's coming for that as well? Thank you guys so much for watching. Really hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys very soon in the next video.